When cities talk about climate action, one solution almost always comes up: plant more trees. And rightly so. Research findings reveal that tree canopy can reduce local temperatures by up to 2 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius, and shaded surfaces can be 20 to 45 degrees Celsius cooler than unshaded ones. Hence, cities without trees experience stronger urban heat island effects, and urban trees can help reduce heat, improve air quality, manage stormwater, and enhance mental health and well-being of local people. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Planting trees is easy, but keeping them alive is the real challenge. Across many cities today, large-scale planting programs fail, not because of lack of ambition, but because of poor planning, wrong species selection, and weak long-term management. Hence, in this video, you'll learn 5 critical best practices that make urban tree planting and greening programs actually succeed anywhere in the world. Number 1 is that you must take early engagement of local communities and stakeholders seriously. Here's a powerful truth and a highly important point to note. Starting early with engagement is a great way to secure success for the entire program and the survival of trees in the first 2 to 3 seasons after planting. This is because people are more helpful and protect what they help in creating. Proper engagement, co-creating and co-designing solutions with the community locals is not optional. In the actual fact, it's the lifeline of the program itself. Community-involved tree planting programs show significantly higher survival rates, often 10 to 20% higher than those with poor community engagements, and also areas with increased local stewardship report, lower vandalism, and better maintenance outcomes. A successful program will involve local residents from the very start, partnering with schools and young people, NGOs, and local groups to build a sense of ownership. This effort reduces the risk of vandalism, improves maintenance, and increases long-term success. At number 2, you must choose the right tree species for your location. Choosing the right species for the right location is another very important factor for survival, as not all trees thrive in urban environments. Hence, you must select trees that are appropriate for your specific location. In some cities, up to 1 in 2 newly planted trees don't survive their first few years, often due to poor species selection and placement. Studies in some European and North American cities also show that survival rates improve significantly when proper tree species and site matchmaking technique is applied. So, some factors to consider for proper tree selection and site matching includes soil conditions, determining the available root space, air pollution levels in the area, local climate, now and future, and finally you want to consider the proximity of trees to buildings and infrastructure. For example, planting a large canopy tree in a confined street pit can lead to root damage, poor growth, or early mortality. The best practice in this scenario would be to prioritize native or climate-resilient species and to avoid monocultures, because diversity builds resilience while increasing survival. Number 3, best practice would be to design for soil health and water availability. Here's what many programs get wrong. They plant trees, but ignore the soil system. It's not just all about digging up the soil and placing tree stocks. The research shows that urban soils can reduce root growth by up to 80% compared to natural soils due to compaction. Additionally, compacted urban soils can reduce water infiltration rates by over 70%, be nutrient poor, poorly drained, and often without healthy soil composition, making most trees struggle to survive. The best practice in such instances would be to include using structural soils or soil cells. You must ensure proper drainage, soil aeration, and designing for water accessibility, either through rainwater harvesting or irrigation. For this to be effective, you must think of soil as infrastructure, not just as dirt or rubbish. Sitting at number 4 on the list is to plan for long-term maintenance and aftercare. This is another critical point where most urban greening programs fail. Trees are planted, the photos are taken, and then they are forgotten. In any tree planting initiative, it is important to note that the first 3 to 5 years are critical for the tree survival, and simple actions like watering and maintenance can double or even triple survival rates, but they're often ignored. Hence, there is need to plan in regular watering, pruning and formative shaping, protection from vandalism or damage through close monitoring and replacement into entire program development. Without these maintenance efforts being put in place, mortality rates can exceed 30 to 50% in some cities. One way to fix this long-term maintenance issue would be to start early with proper engagement of local people and community, especially youths who can take responsibility for this aftercare. This has proven to be a cheaper and more sustainable way to cater for the trees and for long-term survival. Urban tree planting programs are not a one-off project, rather require long-term commitment. Lastly, at number 5 is integrate trees into wider urban systems. Urban trees should not be treated as decoration, but as a part of the entire urban infrastructure systems. This is where urban greening connects with nature-based solutions and even sustainable drainage systems. When integrated properly, trees can help reduce urban heat island effect in most cities, manage stormwater runoff, improve air quality, and even support biodiversity. Finally, the most successful programs treat trees as multifunctional assets that deliver multiple benefits to the environment. To wrap up, it might be worth noting that urban trees offer such additional co-benefits, including 1. Air quality improvement. Urban trees can remove up to 1.7 million tons of air pollution annually, global estimate, while individual large trees can remove up to 100 plus kilograms of pollutants per year, and areas without trees face higher exposure to particulate pollution, PM 2.5, nitrogen oxide. 2. Stormwater management. Mature trees can intercept 1,500 to 10,000 liters of water per year, and urban tree canopy can reduce stormwater runoff by up to 30%, while cities without trees face higher flood risk levels and a greater pressure on drainage systems. So, if you remember nothing else, remember this, that urban tree planting is not just about putting trees in the ground. It's about design, systems thinking, and long-term stewardship. Because in the face of climate change, urban greening is not just nice to have, but a critical infrastructure for resilient cities.